we're going to go to number 3. It was reviewed April 3rd, 2020. A game that actually was released a little while ago, but is maybe not remade. It has come out with a definitive edition with new content. It is Persona 5 Royale. And this is probably the game, when I looked at this list, this is probably the game that I am most keen to play out of this entire list. And we're going to go through a lot of cool games. But Persona 5 Royale, I played Persona 5, didn't finish it because it is a long-ass game. And at the time, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was probably playing a lot of different games and I just didn't end up finishing it. And it was a game that I regretted not finishing because I heard the critical praise of how good this game was. And then when Persona 5 Royale came out,
Is it Royal or Royale?
Is it Royale? Royale. Sorry, Royal.
We're so used
Persona
to Royale.
5. Yeah, I'm used to Casino Royale and all that. So you know what I mean? Yeah. Come on, guys.
If Persona 5 has a battle royale, then maybe that.
That's probably exactly what it is.
Totally different game.
That's so funny. That's because of battle royale that did that to me. Persona 5 Royal, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
This game it got a 10, and from what I've heard, obviously from the review of GameSpot, but from other reviews as well, they're not even saying it's one of the best JRPGs of all time. They're saying it's one of the best games of all time.
Really?
And that's, no, I'm serious.
Wow.
They're saying it's one of the best games of all time. And the content that they added, why I almost said remaster or remake on it, is because the content that they've added to this definitive edition is ridiculous. They said it's almost an entire game on top of it. Which is without they're like
well, actually, that's not surprising because it's already a 100-hour game.
Yeah, it's a 130-hour
game.
So
now it's 130. So 30 hours is like a good size game.
It's like the 130-hour probably main story. You could probably do so much more in it, and people could probably spend a lot more time in it. But what they've done to this game is a complete overhaul. Like they have added heaps of new content, new characters, new story arcs for people to get into. They've made the combat better in pretty much every single way because that was a bit of there were some challenges in the game I remember that was just like, this is a pain. This is a grind.
Did they streamline it a bit?
They streamlined it a bit and they just made, they even, I think they debuffed or they adjusted the difficulty of some characters and also just how things work, especially with bullets and stuff like that. Definitely look into it, guys. It's really interesting how they did that. But they've just added so much to the game, practically making it a new game for even people who have played it, because they said in every dialogue option, practically, they've added different words. Just a little bit extra, so that even if you've listened to that dialogue before, they said something different this time. And you're just like, oh, cool. Like, it's such a cool way to think about it when you're releasing a definitive edition, because people do that all the time. They just slap on, Game of the Year edition, add like the DLC that they already made, people paid for, and then just put it out there. You know what I mean? But this game didn't do that. They went above and beyond to make this a new experience for first timers, but also for people who wanted to return because they loved the game so much. And I really do believe it deserves a 10. Even if I haven't played it, and I so want to play it. Like I so want to play it after the reviews. And this is probably a game that I'm going to pick up in a week or so once I finish the game that you'll find out what I'm playing. The game that I'm playing. I'm keen to play this. Well, what do you guys think about it?
Will you get it, Brad? I know you want to. I know you want to platinum Final Fantasy when I'm done. But will you?
Do you have 130 hours?
I see this as the sort of game that you could definitely just put on the back burner until the right time. It's there's no rush to play it, because I would want to play it, but like I've just got some games that I'm already playing. I want to get my first platinum ever in Final Fantasy VII Remake. So I think I will get it and play it, because it definitely doesn't seem like a game that would really age too much.
No. But it is one that excites me every time I see it. Every time I see something about it, it excites me to play.
I'm literally just scared of that hour.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, because we all of us started it. Yep. And we played. I probably played around 30 hours. And for me, 40, that's often a full game. Like, it just wasn't for this game.
That was the introduction. You got to meet the first character.
So I feel like I put a good amount of time into it, and it wasn't that it was bad that I stopped. It just probably was that there was another game that excited me, and I just was like, I just moved on. And to be honest, I do that with like some of the best games. I do that with Red Dead, and that's like one of my favorite games that I ever have. And I have re-bought that 3 times.
Yeah, I'm sure they were like we think we're pretty bad gamers because we do that so much. But I'm sure you guys listening, there's a lot of you that can relate to to the need to just have the grass is always greener. You know, you're playing a game, but then you're like, oh, a trailer for another game.
Yeah.
Oh, this game
But a
got a
little
good
breather
review.
is always
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'll come back to this one. It's okay. Oh, yeah, I own it.
And if I don't, it probably really shows that it wasn't as good as I thought.
That's absolutely a lie. I do not believe that one bit.
Maybe
Games
for
are
me, for me.
Nah, yeah,
Maybe
for
for
you,
me.
maybe. But also for me, games are amazing, and I 100% know that I don't sometimes give the appreciation to the game and the time to a game that it deserves. I'll move on to a next one, or I'll get impatient with it and I'll move on. And that's a big thing that I've struggled with. That actually lately, for this year, I've challenged myself, and this is a bit off topic, but I've challenged myself to finish 12 games this year, to see the end credits of 12 games in this year. That's one game a month. It's not huge, but if you actually think about it, it's a little bit challenging, to be honest.
Yeah.
To finish games.
Especially when games are so big these days.
Especially when games are so big. I'm playing a game right now that's about like 80 to 90 hours. So it's like, that's a lot. That's a lot of investment. But I challenged myself to do that because I want to give games the appreciation and the time. And especially if we're talking about 10 out of 10 games here. Like, there are some amazing games out there, and I want to experience to the end.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that gamer that just keeps on saying, I played the first half of it and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
do you guys have anything else to say about Persona?
I think with Persona 5, I'm definitely going to play it again, but I'm definitely going to be okay with the fact it's going to take me a year to finish. Like, by December, I'll tell you how I feel about it, but that I say it as a joke, but also it's a freaking 130 hours, and it's also a very, like, you can do in chunks. Like, how the game's broken up is very much, at least talking from Persona 5, like, what do they call it, like dungeons or castles or something like that.
castles,
It's kind of like you can take this time. And it's based off a real calendar. So maybe I'll do like one of their in-game days a day and then see how long
That's
it
actually
takes me to
still a
get.
lot to be honest.
That's a lot. They pack their days. But yeah, it's the same thing that I am totally okay with the fact I put down the original game, because frankly, it was just so freaking big. And I got kind of a little bit sick of the combat. Like just the repetitive combat and stuff.
It was very grindy.
But I did the same thing with Xenoblade when I played. And I realized the other day that I put in like 75 hours into beating Xenoblade 2. And that was over like 2 massive chunks where it's like I gamed, I took like a couple months, I came back and smashed the game out, and it was a freaking amazing ending. So I have no doubt that I will slowly play it over the course of the year.